Hello students, in the last class we have discussed intensive properties and extensive properties. Let us moving forward in thermodynamics. Let us know thermodynamic equilibrium. Equilibrium nothing but it is a state, it is the condition in the system where the measurable properties of the system remain constant. Here, according to thermodynamics, if the system has constant macroscopic properties, then the condition of that system is called thermodynamic equilibrium. Here the macroscopic properties are temperature, pressure and etc. For example, ice which taken out from the refrigerator, it has temperature below 0 degrees Celsius. Just to put that ice cubes in a container, slowly it melts. Slowly the temperature of that ice water goes on increase. After attaining the room temperature, the temperature of that water become a constant. That condition of that system or that condition is nothing but thermodynamic equilibrium. At thermodynamic equilibrium, system and surrounding are at same temperature, same pressure. So this condition nothing but thermodynamic equilibrium. Next one, process. Process is nothing but the operation which brings the system from one state to another state. Heating is a process, cooling is a process, because heating can bring a system from one state to another state. By heating ice cubes or by heating solid, it converts to liquid. On heating liquids, it converts to vapor. So here there is change in the state of the system, and this operation nothing but a process. So heating, cooling, etc. are nothing but some thermodynamic processes. Let us know different types of processes. Thermodynamic process. Thermodynamic processes are isothermal process, adiabatic process, isochoric process, isobaric process. Let us know what do you mean by isothermal process. The process in which system is at constant temperature. Throughout the process, if the system has a constant temperature or if the system is maintained at constant temperature, then that process nothing but isothermal process. Boiling of water is an isothermal process. Why it is isothermal process? Because boiling will takes place at constant temperature, that is 100 degrees Celsius under 1 atmospheric pressure. So boiling is an isothermal process. In this process, the change in temperature of the system is constant. There is no change in temperature. Temperature remain constant. If the temperature changes or delta T negative, then boiling of water stops. The process should be maintained at a constant temperature. So here we say delta T equal to 0. Second one is the adiabatic process. Adiabatic process means the process in which heat content of the system remain constant. Whatever the amount of heat given to the system, if it is constant, if it is not going to change, then we say that process as adiabatic process. Already I told you in isothermal process. In isothermal process, to maintain a constant temperature, continuously you are supplying heat energy to the system. But in adiabatic process, once you have supplied heat energy to the system, we are not going to supply heat energy, it stops. Means supply of heat energy to the system stops, or there is no removal of heat energy from the system. It means the amount of heat given to the system remain constant. Such type of process are called adiabatic process. In adiabatic process, change in heat content of the system, change in heat energy of the system remain constant. That is delta Q equal to 0. Next, third one is isochoric process. Isochoric, the process which is carried out at constant volume of the system. It means the system is maintained at constant volume. If the process is going at constant volume, then we call it as isochoric process. In isochoric process, delta V of the system is 0. That is constant. Next one is the isobaric process. The process which is carried out at constant pressure of the system. System's pressure remain constant. There is no change in pressure of the system. Then we say the process is isobaric process. In this process, change in pressure of the system, that is delta P equal to 0, or we can say delta P is a constant, that is 0. Okay, next we are representing different types of process by using graph. Here we have graph. Along x-axis we have volume, along y-axis we have pressure. There are 4 different processes are there. OA is one process, OB is another process, OC is another process, and OD is another process. In OA process, here volume of the system remain constant, so it is an isochoric process. OA is isochoric. In OB, pressure of the system remain constant, so OB is an isobaric process. Between OC and OD, OC is the isothermal, whereas OD is adiabatic. How you say OC is isothermal? As you know, isothermal process occurs at constant temperature, means there is no decrease or increase in temperature. But during adiabatic process, there are chances of decreasing temperature. There is decrease in temperature. As you know, pressure is directly proportional to temperature. As the temperature of the system is more, pressure of the system is also more. Pressure, temperature are directly related. So at a particular volume of the system, pressure of isothermal process is more compared to volume. So we can say OC is an isothermal, whereas OD is adiabatic process. Okay, next, different types of process, that is reversible process and irreversible process. The process which can be reversed by reversing the conditions of the process are called reversible process. Any process which can be reversed. For example, cooling of water to give ice. That is, condition is cooling, the process is cooling. That process can be reversed just by changing the condition. What is that? Just by heating that, or just by increasing temperature, or just by reversing cooling, opposite of cooling, that is heating. If we heat that process, again the process will reverse. So such type of processes are called reversible process. Then irreversible process. Irreversible process means the process which cannot be reversed by reversing the condition. For example, we have burning of coal. Just by burning coal in presence of oxygen, it will give carbon dioxide. Reverse of that, what is that? Carbon dioxide on cooling, it is not going to give carbon and oxygen. By heating coal or by heating coal, we can convert carbon dioxide. Just by cooling carbon dioxide, we are not going to get carbon. So such type of processes are called irreversible process. Now let us study the difference between reversible and irreversible process. Already you know, reversible process which cannot be reversed by reversing the condition, irreversible process which cannot be reversed by reversing the conditions. Next, the process occurs very slowly. The reversible processes are occurring very slowly. The rate of the process is very slow, whereas irreversible process occurs rapidly. The rate of reaction or rate of the process is very fast in case of irreversible process. Second one, there is a small or difference between driving force and opposing force, and there is large difference between driving force and opposing force in case of irreversible process. Driving force nothing but the force responsible for the process. For example, if you are riding a bicycle, you are applying energy, you are applying force on the pedals. So your force is nothing but driving force for the movement of the bicycle. At the same time, you are going to face the opposing force. Friction by the ground, friction by the wind, they are opposing your movement. So there is a driving force as well as opposing for your riding process. Here driving force and opposing force, very small difference between driving force and opposing force in case of reversible process, whereas driving force is very large compared to opposing force in case of irreversible process. Just I will give one illustration here. For example, you are riding a bicycle on the hilltops, मीन्स यू आर गोइंग, इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि आप लोग एक हिल साइड से अप साइड्स जा रहे हैं. मीन्स slowly the inclination goes on increases. As the inclination goes on increase, you have to apply more force on the bicycle. It means driving force must be greater than the opposing force. Then only you will succeed, otherwise you cannot. But here what you are doing, your process is very slow. Sometimes you are going to stop because at that time driving force and opposing force are in equilibrium, both are same. When these values are same for a while, for a fraction of second, you are going to stop there. Whenever you overcome that opposing force, then you will start riding the bicycle. Clear? Here driving force, opposing force, very small difference is there. Opposite of that means you are coming down from the hilltop. Driving force is very large compared to opposing force. Understood? Because of that, without any efforts, immediately or easily you can come down. So here driving force is large, whereas opposing force is very less. Okay. Third one, reversible process will takes infinite time for completion. Infinite time for calculation. Infinite time. Actually, I have to submit here time. Infinite time for completion, whereas an irreversible process completes in finite time. It means that a reversible process, when it is going to stop or when it is going to complete, we don't know that time. Whereas irreversible process, the completion of the irreversible process we can imagine or we can predict. Fourth one, reversible process is an imaginary and cannot be achieved practically. It is in our imagination. It is not practically possible. Whereas irreversible process is real and practically can be achieved. That is the difference. And fifth difference, work obtained is maximum in case of reversible process, whereas work obtained is not maximum in case of irreversible process. These are the some differences between reversible and irreversible processes. The next one process is cyclic process. Cyclic process, the process in which initial state and final state of the system remain same. It means that the process starts from a point and ends its process at the same point. Means initial state and final state of the system remain constant. Such type of processes are nothing but cyclic process. In cyclic process, the system undergoes several intermediate stages or changes and return back to its initial state. There are so many changes will be occurring during the process, but finally it returns back to its original state or initial state. It means that the initial temperature, initial pressure, initial volume or initial measurable properties are maintained after the process also. So such type of processes are called cyclic processes. By this I am going to conclude this video. In the next video, let us know other part of the thermodynamics. Thank you.